So just to say, you may have heard that we've hit the recording button there. We were doing it behind the scenes, but actually we've decided to do it on screen as well, just to be sure that we get access to all of the talks. And obviously it'll simply be the talks that are recorded, and those who are joining as a panelist, you will be recorded, but it'll just be what's being shared on screen. So Eva, are you okay with that, us recording that?
Okay, no problem.
Brilliant. So everyone, thanks so much for coming from Michelle's talk into this one. If you're only joining us now for our conference, we're absolutely delighted that you're here. This conference is being sponsored by Aware NI and also Relate NI, and we are going to be hearing from Relate NI about some of the important work they do with their Golden Threads project. We're absolutely delighted that Eva has joined us to be able to share about that with us this morning, and I'm going to hand over to her now. As with Michelle's talk, we will hopefully have a little bit of time at the end, so if you have any comments or questions that you want to put into the chat, either throughout the talk or at the end, and we monitor that, and I'll come back on and we can ask or reflect some of those to Eva near the end. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to you now.
Thank you very much. Welcome everyone, and thank you for inviting me today to the conference and to share important information about Golden Threads project aspects that are focusing on improvement on mental well-being within relationships. Oh, I cannot click here. Right. For 75 years, Relate NI has been a leader in counseling services and continues to improve supporting people across Northern Ireland. The Golden Threads project focuses on raising awareness of the development and maintenance of the healthy relationships through education initiatives and accessible self-help resources. Healthy relationships are a fundamental corner of our health and well-being. They are not only important for our own personal well-being, the absence or presence of healthy relation and loving relationship from birth through childhood and adolescence can be a reliable predictor of well-being through the life course. Relate NI has developed the Golden Threads project in response to alarming evidence provided by mental health strategy from Department of Health and decades of experience of its counselors who are working directly with individuals and families experiencing relationships distress. This project aims to promote healthy relationships, preventing relationship distress, and protecting people at the times of crisis that might break down relationships. Furthermore, Relate NI engaged with members of the public through a public survey with past and present service users of Relate NI and analysis of cases referred to Relate NI in the past 3 years prior to the project. From the public survey, we find out the needs of the public to support the connection between relationships and mental health. And here's what we find out. We can see from these statistics how the relationships and mental health are linked. From this percentage, we developed one of the core themes for the Golden Threads project called Love Yourself. Over half of our participants have reported that they observed negative behavior of their parents or they behaved aggressively in front of their children. And 1 in 4 of us don't know how to identify healthy relationships. Almost half of responders don't know when to ask for support. Managing conflict in relationships is still a learning process for approximately a half of participants. And only within 1 week, statistics show a massive drop in mental health well-being for almost 2/3 of participants. The big news comes, expect or not, still is a massive change to and individual life. The announcement itself, I'm pregnant, it's the beginning of the different chapter and sends all relationships into the transition mode. The healthy relationships prior to the big news are more likely to survive the transition period. Like in the name of the newborn, let's work together. However, they are not free from the stress and worries. There is an extensive list of stressors that might significantly affect women's mental health during the antenatal and postnatal period. For a pregnant woman, a new positive relationship with healthcare service provider, such as midwife obstetrician, is equally important as with family and friends. So let's have a look at the evidence. Many people struggle with the new routine around the newborn. They worry, they have anxiety about the new role, and then that significantly affects especially moms' mental health. They also struggle to talk about shared duties, who is staying longer up or who is getting up during the night. They also reporting that disagreement about the bedtime or fighting in front of a children. It is well documented that relationship quality between parents, including any unhelpful conflict, can have a negative effect on the development of the babies and the young children. This is especially during the first 1001 days from the antenatal up to age 2 of a child, which lays the foundation for both physical and mental well-being throughout the lifespan. The Golden Threads program aims to reduce the negative impact of challenges faced by parents, both parents, through educational workshops on building and maintaining healthy connections at the any stage of the relationships. Everyone has assumption about how relationship works based on the experiences. These assumptions, which include how others treat us, can lead to unrealistic expectations, misunderstandings, and disappointments. We all are getting them from internal and external factors. For example, internal factors based on our personality, self-awareness, self-love, and attachment. The attachment theory is fundamental for today's discussion. The bond that starts between mother and child from the moment of conception, well, more realistically from the moment of the discovery of the pregnancy. Bowlby, in his attachment theory, established attachment styles. And for example, secure style makes a person feel worthy and loved. Avoidant style is a neglectful care, and a person sees others in negative way, but oneself. Anxious preoccupied style makes a person doubt in self-worth. And disorganized style, where the person is growing up in abusive, traumatic care, makes an individual have no sense of safety and security anyway. Those positive and negative experiences of attachment styles influence our approaches towards future relationships with ourselves and with others. Looking into external factors, Bandura's social learning theory explains the way we learn from friends, enemies, peers, teachers, and many others. People learn by observing other persons or models who they believe are creditable and knowledgeable. It recognizes that behavior that reinforced and rewarded behavior tends to be repeated. Especially rewarded model is often adopted by observers. Both theories are only examples here to show that our understanding of relationships is influenced by ourselves and by the others. What is more, even if people had some good examples of healthy relationships, they still struggle to form a good one for themselves. The National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence provides guidelines on clinical management and service guidance on the antenatal and postnatal mental health. It confirms that depression and anxiety in the postnatal period can have serious impact on women's ability to cope with day-to-day life, including looking after herself, looking after her infant, and other children in the family. It also provides that community-based strategies should include increasing the support available for mothers, providing better information about the services, and increasing inter-organizational collaboration and advocacy for parents. Having said that, the Golden Threads project is designed to deliver educational programs in the community that aim to equip a woman and her loved ones, friends, and others in her circle for a transition in their relationships caused by maternity experience and to protect her mental health. With the Golden Threads project, we aim to prove that learning about healthy relationships can help in that matter and improve their well-being. Recently, the pandemic period significantly affected our mental health, well-being, and relationships. That single factor was examined in a qualitative interview study that generated 6 higher order themes. The importance of relationships that support coping and adjustment is the second highest in the study. Participants reported that supportive relationships were important to help cope with pregnancy and pandemic-related changes. But feelings of isolation were compounded for so many participants because opportunities to build social connections through face-to-face parent groups were unavailable. Overall, maternity opens a new chapter for all relationships. It requires a new set of skills and a new way of practice. It is a process that takes time to adjust to a new situation and prepare to face different challenges ahead. As you can see in Relate and I statistics, the Golden Threads project has an opportunity to improve relationships through the themes also find out in the same research. Those themes expose the need for holistic and innovative initiative on relational approach to improve mental health of the population of Northern Ireland. With the Golden Threads project, we aim to promote healthy relationships and given tools to maintain them. We do understand that pregnancy and a new member of the family puts the whole new perspective on the new parents and their relationship in transition. We deliver educational workshops to prevent crisis, help to build resilience, building protective factors, improve the new parents' communications, to give practical advice how to manage conflict and resolve issues peacefully. Our workshops based on the main themes. However, we are open to suggestions from professionals and the public to design educational programs to suit specific needs in their community. And here are some examples of self-help resources available on our website, and they're easily accessible. While our relationships impact on our mental health, it is important to remember that our mental health can impact on how we connect with others and how we develop relationships. Particularly during maternity period, mental health problems such as depression and anxiety can influence wherever someone feels able to interact and connect to others. This means that developing relationships and socializing in traditional way can be challenging for some people. And as I mentioned before, the Golden Threads project combines an early interventions approaches together with promoting access to therapeutic services in order to offer a full spectrum of relationship supports for families to develop more confidence in social settings and to build healthy relationships. Thank you for your attention, and please contact Golden Threads Project if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hello, if you do you want to stop sharing your screen, and then we will we'll go back on to,
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Now everybody can just see the two of us. Thank you so much, Eva, to you and to Relate NI for such important work you do, both with that project and in many other ways. And we'll see if there's any comments or questions. If you'd like to ask anything or to share anything in the chat, then we'd love to hear from our participants. Angela's saying thank you very much, and Janet is saying that's really interesting. Thank you very much. To you, Eva. Any other questions that you'd like to put in? Kate says that was very informative again, so thank you for your time this morning and joining us. If there are no further questions, which I'm just waiting to see in case anybody's frantically typing.
Yes.
Again, there's another very interesting. Many thanks. So if we're not having any more questions, which is absolutely fine, and we will suggest then that before the next talk, whenever we sign off here, that people might want to go and get a cup of tea or coffee or a bit of toast or something, and then come back and join us for the next one. But Eva, thank you so much to you and to Relate NI. Thank you personally for the work that you do and the really important work that you do, and thank you to Relate NI for the collaborative work that they do, particularly alongside the parent rooms all year round. I know that parent rooms here, Michelle, work alongside Relate NI and some very special projects, and thank you to Relate NI also for being the sponsor today and for allowing this event to go ahead. So thank you very much, and we'll finish up and let people go and get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and feel free to bring it back with you, and we will come back in another 10-15 minutes to join in for our next talk. So this will finish, and then please log on again to your next link, and we look forward to seeing everybody then. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye now.